Hi everyone and welcome to the Shion Haley podcast. My name is Shion Craig Haley. This podcast is for martial arts enthusiasts and anybody looking to increase the success in their life, the motivation and the inspiration. Now our word of the week or our phrase is consistency is key, right? We know in martial arts, but really in anything, if you want to go to the next level, you have to be consistent with your efforts, consistent with your attitude, consistent with your actions. And sometimes we know that it's a simple task, but it's not always easy to be consistent. But I did hear a really good story about a gentleman who started training in martial arts in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. He was actually at the same time, he was overcoming some health challenges. So he could only train twice a week because he didn't have the energy or the strength to train more than that. Well, after a couple years, he overcame the illness and he continued to train, but he could, again, only do twice a week because he was busy with work and other obligations. But in 10 years' time of training twice a week, he earned his black belt. And then he started competing in martial arts or jiu-jitsu competitions, and he became a jiu-jitsu world champion in his age division. Now, when they asked him, man, how did you get to be so good? He said, I just focused on being consistent. I couldn't train more, but I knew that if I never missed, he wasn't gonna let himself not go to class because he was feeling a little tired or a little sick or a little run down. He just showed up no matter what. And over time, it's like the compound effect. When you continue to give those efforts day in and day out, your progress starts off slow and then it catapults up. So I want you to think about any goals that you have in your life right now and where do you need to be consistent or where do you need to be more consistent? You know, I watch people here in the martial arts and I'll see some of them start off making really good progress. And they're training consistently, they're getting better, they're getting in better shape, their skills are getting better, and then all of a sudden they have a bad class or maybe they get a little frustrated because they had a hard time learning something and their consistency falls off. And I always remind people of the Ratchet Effect, and that's where you make 2 or 3 or 4 steps forward in progress, and then sometimes you have that step backwards, right? And then again, you start training and you're making progress, good class, good class, good class, and then you maybe slide back a little bit. But you gotta remember, look at all the progress you've made. We tend to focus on the bad class and give that a little too much life or attention. But instead, I'm gonna encourage you, focus on all the progress that you're making, right? And it's just like, I kind of think of it like the stock market, right? It doesn't go straight like this, but it trends upward, okay? And Mark Cuban had a great quote about success. He said that success is not a straight line. If you want to be successful, you have to grind it out, right? And I can tell you, I've been doing traditional martial arts since I was 10 years old. I've been doing Muay Thai now for 25 years. But about 9 years ago, I started training in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. And I can tell you, I feel like what a lot of our students feel. I want to be good, I want to give my best effort, but sometimes I have those classes that are just a little off. I didn't do my best or things weren't clicking the way I want them to. And I get it, it's easy to be frustrated. Now, luckily, I understand the process, so when I do get frustrated, I can get past it really quickly because I work on this stuff, and I know. But I'm just like you guys, when you're training and you're not learning the way you want to learn, or you're not performing the way you want to perform, or you're not sparring the way you want to spar, I get it because I'm going through the same thing as well, and I have my off days just like you. So my encouragement for you, or my challenge to you, is to step up your consistency, right? You don't have to train every day, right? But what you do need to do is be consistent. And when you are, I think you're gonna see great progress. It's gonna be very measurable, very predictable, and then in the end, you're gonna be really happy with the results you got. If you like this podcast, please share it with other people. And again, anybody that's into martial arts or just success, motivation, inspiration, they need that little reminder. I once heard successful people don't need to be told what to do, but we all need to be reminded. So hopefully this podcast will serve for you as a reminder on how to get a little bit better in everything that you do. All right, thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you real soon.